And good morning, everyone. I'm Jiayuan Fang, and President and CEO of Afficient Academy. Let me share my screen and also my presentation. So today I'm going to talk about AI-driven individualized learning platform for math and English, and which can be used for efficiently identify and fill learning gaps and accelerate student academic achievement. Very briefly introduce myself. And I received my PhD from UC Berkeley and as electrical engineering faculty professors in State University of New York and also the University of California at Santa Cruz. And been 12 years at the university and founded my the first company, Sigrity. It's a high-tech software company for high-speed electronic system design. And so to Cadence Design Systems and as a VP of R&D at Cadence. And in 2014, I found the company in education, Afficient Academy. Okay. And the reason to found Afficient Academy is through my observation and close involvement of my three children's education, I found education is the industry not modernized and still pretty much use the old technology or new technology has not been used widely in education. So the mission of Afficient Academy is to use technology and to drastically enhance the learning effectiveness. So after forming the company, I formed a software team to develop the software platform and also a content team. The first content team is math. Okay, so we target the K-12 math, and the first grade we release is grade 2, then grade 3, and until grade 12. And a few years later, we start another product team, Afficient English. Right now, we have released from K to 9. Okay. And our customers are targeted to the consumers. So we have not been in the past sell to schools. And since 2015, we're in the consumer market. We have over 20,000 students have used our product. And our product also is a WASC accredited curriculum. And through the market usage, and they produce phenomenal results. Actually confirmed my belief that use technology can drastically improve the quality and also the efficiency of student learning. So students can improve or advance one grade level in average 2 to 6 months with a result. Okay, and products are market proven. It's been used for 7 or 8 years, and the technology also US patented. We received the patent in 2017 and was accredited in 2021. And we start to partner with schools and since last year, and through individual learning, fill students' learning gaps and enhance students' academic performance. And before, we believe that's very suitable for the consumer market. It may not be suitable for the schools, but through our engagement with schools, actually we realize it can help school tremendously. So why is that? So school teachers are challenged with teaching the grade level material. For example, a 6th grade teacher, they deliver 6th grade standards according to 6 week standards, deliver 6 weeks material. However, the student in the class has different levels of foundations. So the teacher will also simultaneously addressing the individual student learning gaps. And that's very hard to do. In the class, everybody and proceed in the same pace, and the teacher need to teach the current grade material, but also individually and has a different learning gaps. And the product currently in the market for schools have not been effective in thoroughly and efficiently identifying and filling learning gaps. And we look at what's offering in the market for schools, what options schools can use. And later in this presentation, I'll make a comparison table there. So their flow design has not been very effective to thoroughly and let individually to filling the learning gaps. Okay. The pandemic, learning loss, and teacher resource shortages have made the challenge even greater for schools. So teachers and students struggle to build on the shaky foundation. So what is our program? Okay, later I will explain what's the difference between our program and currently existing other product in the marketplace for schools. So first is a diagnostic test. Okay, students start with about up to 1 hour diagnostic test. And this test is to identify in the previous grades they have learned which grade they do not need a review, or they need a quick review, or deep review, or complete review. Okay, so this diagnostic test, the objective is not to find the learning gaps. It's impossible to find all the learning gaps within 1 hour. However, you can identify which one is the starting grade and what the level. And from there, you thoroughly and go through all the skills and to conduct a quick review or deep review or a complete review. Okay. So after identifying starting grade, our AI-driven system guides students to identify and fill all learning gaps thoroughly and efficiently. And this process helps students build a solid foundation. Student typically takes as short as a few days or a few months to review each grade. So grade by grade, they catch up to the current grade level. And our AI-driven scheme ensures the students master all the skills required by the school standards. All their practices, the learning practices are recorded in the computer system. So computer system knows which skill they have learned, they have practiced, and what's the skill level they reached. And to make sure they master all the skills and also achieve the preset learning objectives along an AI-driven optimized learning path. So how to each grade, and there's a preset objectives. And the system knows how much you are away from the objectives and what problem should be given and what to the student to reach the objective, so that the program try to find the optimize the learning path and to guide the student to reach the objective. And this optimized path allows them to achieve their goals efficiently with the least amount of effort. Okay, and also once you say you master the skills, you practice skills, does not mean you still know it next week or 2 weeks later or 1 month later. There's a system has a systematic review to ensure the learned skill are retained. So otherwise, after 5 months, how much you still the skill are retained. However, this has to be done automatically, intelligently, and efficiently. Okay, so here is some sample progress. So here is the time. Horizontal is time, and vertical is you have the start with different grade, and as time proceeds, and the system record what's their grade level score. Grade level score measure the extent they have covered and also the accuracy rate and of the content they learned. So they progress grade by grade. Okay, so here is the math result, and also for the English. English we have 2 modules. One is the vocabulary module, and one is the language arts. So how their grade by grade they change. So typically it's in a few months they either learn a grade or they can completely review a grade, and for some quick review they can do much faster. Right? Yeah. So here is a comparison about the currently existing product in the market. And before we do not, those, for example, curriculum associates are ready, ExamPass, Winbox, IXL, primarily they are not for the consumer market. They are, we do not compete with them in the consumer space. They mainly sell to the schools. So the main function of their products is actually assessment. Okay, here we target for the product which do the gap filling. So iReady has two modules. One is to the assessment. One is called iReady Instruction, is for the gap filling. Right, ExamPass is for the gap filling. And so we found their flow and their design. We don't believe that has been effective to identify and fill the skill gaps. Okay, in terms of finding the gaps, and in terms of how to lead the student to master the skills and how to retain the skill. Some have no retaining consideration at all. Okay, so here is a more detailed explanation. What is our advantage of Afficient Academy solutions, and what is the currently a few product in the gap filling. Okay, so in our program, first of all, is a diagnostic test. Then next step, you identify the starting grade. Then from the starting grade, you thoroughly screening through all the skills during the learning process. Okay, and then our AI-powered learning path enable the students master skills. What do you mean master? And typically means each skills, your accuracy rate is more than 90%. And also, after they done that, and there's a constantly review and a review on the for the retaining of the learned skills. And versus a few others, actually, the two or three others in the market, they actually pretty much do the similar flow. First of all, they do a diagnostic test. And from that diagnostic test, they claim they find the learning gaps. And then they give you a list of the learning gaps there. And after the diagnostic test, you work on this list of the skills until a few months later, there's another diagnostic test. Actually, that's assessment test. So their assessment test and give you not only a ranking assessment, but also a list of the skills. So actually, this one diagnostic cannot find all the skill gaps. It's only about 1 hour, right? And students only work on the skill gaps found in the diagnostic test. So first of all, the gaps cannot be found. And second, when they look at work on the diagnostic test, and the bar is very low, and iReady, you can pass it with 70% accuracy. That skill you passed. ExamPass, and they said 80%. If you reach 80% accuracy rate, the skill passed. Okay, and after that, there's no retention at all. You passed, that's all. And after maybe 5 months, they have another assessment. They give you another list of maybe 10 or 20 skills. You work on it. Okay, so what's the result? And let's through this is through illustration. So here, horizontal, I list, let's say, assume different skills. And you have different accuracy rate to start with. And with the other product, they may identify a few skills. They say that's a gap skill. First of all, they may not be able to find it. And assume they find it. And they find a few. And they bring those skills to 70%. And after that, they may not maintain to be 70% as well. And efficient approach. So here is a grade. Let's say we want to go through. and we go through all the skills. And system will automatically spend more time, let students spend more time on the skills which are less familiar with or do not know how to do it, and spend less time on the skills which they are good at it. So we'll go through all the skills required by Common Core of their grade and automatically adjust the effort and make sure they master all the skills. Okay, so this will be the end result of our product, and this will be the end result we found with the existing product in the marketplace. So with that product, that gap filling will never end, right? Every semester or every 5 or 6 months, you get assessment and you fill in a few gaps, and then have another, you fill in a few gaps, and the gap are never being filled. Okay. All right, so here I'll show you a dashboard. So, and for each grade, and actually right now starting from the math, starting from the first grade, and English starting from the kindergarten, and there's a number of skills our content team identified to cover the content requirement of that grade level by Common Core. For example, grade 2, we have 113 skills. And in the dashboard, and for each skills, there's 5 different levels. The lowest level is to be learned, level 1, 2, 3, and proficient. These are proficiency levels of this student on different skills. So how many skills are at different levels? And as the student do the exercise, and we have all the records, right? And which problem they did wrong, and which problem did correctly. So each skills and what's their history and accuracy rate. And from that, we can predict if we test all the skills of that grade. And if we test, in the real test, you may not be able to do all the tests, right? You can only test, let's say 1 hour, you give 10 problems, 15 problems. However, if you assume we can test all the skills, what the score they will get. And from all the records we have, we are able to predict, we're able to calculate. And we give you a score. So 94, 63. And your goal, a preset goal, let's say 95. So students always know what's their current score and what's their objective, and whether they have done or not. If they are not done, and what problem they should do, actually our program can automatically figure out what the problem they need the most to raise their score, and which skill they have done good enough. However, we still need to randomly pick up and to see whether they can do it. And we pick up skills, we know which skills they need to do the most and most likely to raise their score. So many students previously in the B student and C student, and they can be A student. Okay. So there are 3 modules. One module is the learning to illustrate all the skills, each individual skills, the theory and methodology, and people can look at the demos and to have illustrations. And in the learning, also let people to do exercise and to check whether they learn it. After the learning session, they reach level 1. So learning session is to learn the skills and reach level 1. And then once they learn level 1, the proficiency module is to have a further practice to raise their proficiency level to proficient. So that all their skills need to reach proficiency. Then we see whether their score reached the goal. If they do not reach the goal, we launch automatically efficiency session. Efficiency session will automatically find out the relative weak skills and to raise their score to go to reach the goal. Okay. So here's English. We have a vocabulary module. So each grade we gather together the grade level academic words. typically each grade the 300 words, and what's the grade level, the words mastering levels, and what's the goal, and whether we reach the goal. Again, automatically, and guide them to master all the vocabularies and the language arts. And language arts including the reading comprehensions, grammars, and some writing skills. Again, there's the learning sessions, proficiency session, efficiency session. Okay, there's different level of proficiency levels, and what's the score and what's the goal. So it's very rigorously measured and rigorously set the criteria and reach the criteria and move forward. In the diagnostic test, each grade diagnostic test, for example, math, and the shortest, the kindergarten takes 10 minutes. Grade 1, 2, 3. Grade 1 take 12 minutes. Grade 2 to 3 take 15 minutes, then 20 minutes each grade. So each grade within a certain time, and after the diagnostic test, we record the speed and accuracy. So the accuracy speed diagram. So here is a report list and what the problem has been tested, whether they did it correctly or wrong, and where their location is. So here the speed accuracy diagram. In region 1 is the best result, right? The high accuracy and high speed. Region 1 is good enough. This grade does not need a review. And region 2 and 3, we say they need a quick review. So every 10 problems, they have at least 1 or 2 are wrong. So they are very good, but need a quick review. So we set all the skills level of that grade to level 2. Remember, we have to be learned, level 1, 2, 3, and proficient, right? And start with that. And then we go through all the skills. So when we go through the skill, when they did the skill correctly, from level 2, they advance to level 3. So they did incorrectly, level 2 become level 1. And they do incorrectly again, they can drop to be learned, and they will have spend more effort on learning and practice. So in the region 4 and 5, it's deep review, which means we set every skill starting from level 1. And in the region 6, we say we need a complete review, and that grade, we need to review that grade from to be learned. Okay. And every week, we give the weekly assignment. So the teacher does not need to give the assignment. And we know what the status is in the last week, in the end of last week, and what needs to be done next. So here is L means learning session, and P means proficiency session, from level 2 to level 3. You see, to be learned to level 1. So there's an assignment there, and the people need go there, only need to do stop button. And this weekly assignment is about, we estimate about 3 hours people can complete. Statistically, we found people spend 2 to 3 hours in average to complete the weekly assignment. Okay, so they click the start, and this will guide them one by one. So this automatic flow. We also support individual flow. They can go to each individual grade, each individual skills. They want to pick the skill to practice or learn, or the teacher can assign them to particular skills, and they can do that as well. And here is automatic flow. And once you log in, you click the start button, and also give you indication how much you have completed. Once you complete 100%, you can always request for more. You can do more than 100%. And for motivated students, they quite often they do more than 100%. However, we give them a guideline. So every week, you at least complete 100%. So if they can do that, the progress will be remarkable in a few months. So individual assignments are generated every Monday, and assignments can be done anywhere there is internet, in class, off class, at home. Assignments take 2 to 3 hours per week per subject. Okay, when and where students do it, right? We have a few schools in the past semester that start to adopt our program, and what they do is they set aside a portion of the class time, typically 20 minutes or 1/3 or even 1/2 of the class time, to let individual students to do individual learning under teacher's monitoring and supervision. And there's also a peer influence, right? Everybody do it, they will do it. So that's very good setting, right? If you go home, some people will do it, some people don't do it. So the teacher monitor them and set aside certain time, and everybody do it. So it can be after school. Some school has after school time. They have after school sessions. You can arrange in after schools. Again, the whole class or number of students to under supervision of the staff. Okay, and also you can after school outside the schools, outside learning centers, libraries, homes, etc. Okay, and so in class and seem to be very effective. Again, there's a peers impact also. If the teacher can encourage and motivate students and praise the students and for the good achievers, and it will stimulate the others. Okay. So what's the benefit of our AI solutions? Well, the most significant or obvious benefit is to filling student learning gaps and enhance the student academic performance. They work on the individual level and individual learning gaps, which can only be done individually. You cannot just offer a class to the whole class and everybody, because everybody is different and they have different learning gaps to fill. And with that learning gaps filled and their current, the grade material, they learn better, right? And they have a more interest and more confidence. Okay, they can take the current grade better, and so enhance the student performance, and it's a visibly measurable performance, and you can see, and the boost student the schools the independent test results like state test, national test, and the school ranking. So those tests are based on the school standards, either Common Core or the state standards. And our materials are based on those requirements and led them to fill in the learning gaps, and they can perform better. So the school ranking, school results will improve. Okay, the student interest and confidence will improve, and with the student more interest in learning and and learn the current grade material better, the teacher's stress and workload will be reduced. Otherwise, teachers will struggle to teach. Okay. So benefit students of all socioeconomic conditions. It doesn't cost much money for students to access this platform, right? So many schools has a very low economic communities, and all the schools right now have the basic computer internet system and the computer equipment in the schools, and that's sufficient for them to access and use our product. Okay, so what the student role, what the teacher's role and Afficient Academy's role? We'll train the school admins and teachers. We will create accounts for the school admin, teachers, and students. We will help the school to conduct the diagnostic test and set up accounts. And we generate weekly assignments and provide the reports, and also platform for teacher to monitor the student progress. And what the teacher will do, introduce the program to students, maybe parents as well, organize students to do the diagnostic test, and show students how to get started, monitor students' progress in class, and guide students where needed in the class, and also encourage, motivate students to participate in the class or after class to complete the weekly assignment. So there's a clear measure on how much they have completed, how much they need to do, and that's the weekly assignment. And I said, If they can do weekly assignment and to do 2 to 3 hours per week, the progress will be remarkable. So just it's very easy to grasp and what's the objective to achieve, and to achieve that objective, and we will see the result there. Okay, that's all for my presentation so far, and in about 30 minutes. And any questions?
There were questions that were posted through the chat that mainly related to how high in grade level the program goes. I discussed through the chat that currently second through ninth grade, but the consumer market goes beyond that, including AP classes.
Yeah, so our current math is from grade 1 to grade 12. Actually, our kindergarten level is going to be released near the end of this quarter, so we'll be K to 12. And English right now is from K to 9. And we found this program is most effective for students starting from grade 3 to grade 8. Could possibly include grade 9. Some grade 10. So start from very lower grade. First of all, they don't have much learning gaps. From grade 3, we identify the learning gaps in grade 2, grade 1, or even K. That can be easily filled. So there's no worry for the student of grade 2 and lower. We start from grade 3 and above. And again, this grade 3, 4, and 5 and student, and grade 3, don't worry. And they start from grade 1. Yeah. Even grade 4 students start from grade 1. There's no need to worry. And they can fill it fairly quickly. And the grade 6, 7, and 9, usually they have a substantial learning gaps to fill. Depending on school district, and very substantial. And the high school also depends. High school, usually people are only concentrated on the high school, the current grade in the class. They want to get a good grade. So they don't have time to review the previous grade. They just want to have this grade is a geometry, and they want to get a geometry, have a good score. They only focus on this grade and focus on this week's test. And to check where they need to fill the grade level, many grade before. So if they have the time, if they have the will to do it, it's doable. But if they don't have the time, and they can only focus on the current grade. So the most effective to use this product is starting from the 3rd grade to 9th grade, I would say.
Dr. Fang, the folks here today from Exceed Preparatory Academy want to set up a meeting for us to meet with them. They're not going to be at the conference next week.
Yeah, I'll be glad to. Sure, I'll be glad to.
We will set up, and they're primarily interested in 6th grade through 12. So we can learn more about what their needs are when we meet with them. And I'll reach out to them to see what time is convenient for them.
Sure. I'll be glad to.
So I think that would be our next steps.
Yeah. So I may illustrate something. Here is you log into our program, and that's the student account interface, right? And you can go to another tabs. It gives you the dashboard for all the grade for this account. right? And if you click the learning, let's say grade 4. And here is this grade 4, all the chapters. And here is the chapter 1. Chapter 1 is the numbers through the million place. And chapter 1 consists of 9 different skills. And skill number 1 is identify place values through the million place. So each skill is a very small segment of a small advance of your knowledge. So student advance each time, advance very small step, learn a particular skill. So for example, identify million place, right? Identify place value of the million place. And typically we through a demonstration to illustrate the concept and also how to solve this problem. So what is the place value of 7? So we'll start this illustration. So we already learned 100, tens, and ones place value in the grade 3. So this is grade 4. First chapter, first skill. Right. So through the text and image, when students finish that, they control their own speed. They look at the next step. When we move to the left from the 100, and the numbers getting bigger. So what are the bigger numbers? The thousands, 10,000, 100,000, and million. In the grade 4, we introduce the place value from the hundreds to million. So, and then they move to the next one. So what is 7? 7 is here. So become red, right? And then we can see 7 is in the 10,000 place. So what's the place value of 7? 7 is 10,000 place. Now here's the place value. So here, that's it. This is the introduction of the new concept place value through the text and image. They can learn it in a few minutes, and they control their own speed to understand, to see the images, to see the text, and then they control the next one. In lower grade, we use audio, some videos there, and the high grade, we use text and images. So here is second demo, also illustrate the same concept, but from the different angle. So what number is in the million place? So start the demo. So the million, so first you want to locate the million place, right? So what is the number? 4, you fill in the 4. So it's very short, and so people just learn this one, right? This skill. After that, you do the exercise yourself. So what is the place value of 6 here? So 6 here is thousands of place, right? So you submit the answer. It will give you the grading right away. You don't need to submit and later this week and submit to the teachers to grade them. I'll give you next week. 1 second, you get the answer. So you do the next one. So you need to do 5 correct, 5 out of 6 correct. Then you finish the learning session, become level 1. Otherwise, you have to be learned, right? So what number is 100,000 place? 100,000 place. If you forget, look at the demo again. All right. So 100 is 0, right? Suppose I put a number here, 7. So that will tell me right away it's incorrect. You try again. You can look at the demo or look at this and what is the correct answer. If you cannot figure out what's the correct answer, you click the help. Give you a hint. All right. First, you locate the 100,000 place. Here's 100,000 place. And then what is the number? Is 0. So we give you the step and give you the answer. So you have to correct them to be submit again until you get correct solution. Then you can proceed to the next. So here is 0. What is 0? Place value. It's 10,000. 10th place. So until you have a 5 out of 6 correct, so we consider you preliminary learned and you are level 1. Okay, so once those skills reach level 1, we do the proficiency level. Right. So for example, here, and the proficiency, so this is the level 3. Right. This is the skill 1.6. Round to the 100,000 place. 100,000. What is that? You'll check right away, right? So here you have a certain number of skills. So if you are correctly, that skill move to proficient. If you're incorrectly, then level 3 move to level 2. So you need to do more exercise, right? So once you have all the skills reach proficiency, then we'll check you whether your score is reached the goal. If not reach the goal, all the skills proficient, and efficiency session will kick in and give you skills, and also let you know. And the most difficult skills here are these two, 2.10 and 2.11. You can first review the skill and then go back. So your current accuracy is 94.68 and your goal is 95%. Your score, as well as your weekly assignment percentage, will increase if your overall accuracy increase. It's not you do more exercise. Your accuracy rate increase, your score will increase. Always check your answer before submitting. And skills need most improvement are this. If you need, these skills need improvement, and you can go to the go to button and to review it and come back. So with certain guidance and automatic selection of the problems, and people are much easier to reach their goal, much faster, and they reach the goal they can, for most of them, can never reach before. Okay, and we can see maybe a few schools result. It's a 5th grade class, and it's in San Francisco. And so the 5th grade class, they start with 3rd grade. And this student start with the 2nd grade. And here illustrate which date they completed the grade and how many days they spent. And some students start very, very low. Actually, they are very weak in the math. And some has English issues. And they start with 5th grade student, we start with grade 2. Well, however, in 3 days, he finished the grade 2. He's only been here, started less than a month ago. Half a month. And right now it's almost 90. Probably this week or next week, he'll finish grade 3. And this is, again, grade 5 students. Here, he reached grade 7, reached grade 4, grade 6. All right. So some class, and this is a relatively good, the background. So you can see some 9th grade. let's say works. That school has a so you see that person, but you do not know anybody there. So I think that's fine. And so after the test, some people start with grade 5, grade 4, and grade 3, even grade 2. That's ninth grade. And here shows how long and when they finish the grade. Right. Yeah. So this one also start this semester, actually, fourth grade. Again, each student and through the test, they start from different levels. Right. And they start from different levels. And this is this is less than a month. Most students from January 11 or 12th, they complete one grade already. So it doesn't matter. And some students have weak academic background. As long as we find the starting grade. As long the starting grade is the grade they can do well. Starting grade is not the grade they cannot do well. If they cannot do well, they will struggle. The starting grade is the grade they do not need to struggle. And from there, have that grade, build a solid foundation, then move up. The higher grade becomes easier to learn. And you start from there. So again, why I say high school may not fit, because they have too many, but they don't have time even to go to the filling the gaps. However, 8th grade, arguably 9th grade, I show a few 9th grade class. And with proper setup and expectation, actually they can do it. And also very easy to implement. Each week, try in the class, after school time, at home, finish 100% weekly assignment. And keep doing it. And the result and improvement will be automatic. And both the students, parents, and teachers will see how the result improve. All right. So here is the class chart. So the teacher can look at the chart of individuals. So all these individual charts, right? In the class, how students improve.